The North Sentinelese tribe, the most famous and most hostile of them all. These guys live on North Sentinel Island in the Indian Ocean, and they have one very clear message for the outside world. Stay away. Seriously, they've been known to fire arrows at anyone who comes too close, and even helicopters flying overhead. Indian authorities have made it illegal to go within 5 kilometers of the island to protect both the North Sentinelese and curious tourists from, well, each other. In November of 2018, John Alton Chow, an American missionary, attempted to evangelize the isolated and uncontacted people of North Sentinel Island, and this did not end very well. Chow illegally travelled to North Sentinel Island with the intent of sharing the gospel. He hired local fishermen to help him reach the island, despite the risks and legal prohibitions. Upon arrival, he attempted to make contact with the tribe, offering them gifts and trying to speak with them. However, the Sentinelese reacted aggressively, shooting arrows at him, which ultimately led to his death. His body was later retrieved by authorities, but it was clear that the tribe had no interest in interacting with him. The Fleicheros. Deep in the Amazon rainforest of Brazil, we have the Fleicheros, also known as the Arrow People, and they didn't get that name by accident. They're known for their deadly accuracy with bows and arrows, and for making it very clear that outsiders aren't welcome. Their land is constantly under threat from illegal logging, but they continue to defend it fiercely, often leaving warning arrows stuck in trees to scare off intruders. The Mashco Piro. They live in the Amazon, and while they've had brief sightings over the years, they still remain largely uncontacted. Unlike other tribes, they've been spotted near villages and riverbanks, sometimes observing boats from a distance before disappearing back into the forest. They move quickly, leave almost no trace, and are known to avoid outsiders at all costs, where some experts believe they may have fled deeper into the jungle due to threats from illegal logging and drug traffickers. One widely reported encounter with the tribe occurred in the 1990s. In 1997, a group of Mashco Piro people made contact with a group of Peruvian loggers. At first, the encounter seemed tentative, with Mashco Piro cautiously approaching the loggers, but soon things escalated. The loggers, unfamiliar with the tribe's customs and ways of life, reportedly provoked the Mashco Piro by violating their sacred territories. In response, the tribe used their bows and arrows in self-defense, resulting in a violent conflict that left several loggers injured. The Korubo, also called the club-wielding tribe, and yes, they're exactly as tough as they sound. They're known for carrying massive wooden clubs, which they've used to defend themselves against outsiders for generations. While some small groups of Korubo have made occasional contact with the outside world, a large portion of them remain in total isolation deep in the Amazon. In 1996, a team of Brazilian government agents from the FUNAI, National Indian Foundation, an agency responsible for the protection of indigenous tribes, attempted to make contact with the Korubo. The team had heard rumours of a Korubo group in the area and set out on an expedition to establish peaceful contact. However, the mission did not go as planned. When the FUNAI agents approached a Korubo camp, they were met with immediate hostility. The Korubo, armed with their traditional weapons, mainly blowguns, spears and machetes, showed little trust or willingness to communicate with the outsiders. The agents were forced to retreat after a tense standoff, with several members of the team being injured in the confrontation. The Tahitians of the Andaman Islands. Finally, we have the mysterious Tahitian tribe living in the Andaman Islands of India. Not much is known about them, and that's just how they like it. They inhabit the remote interior of the island and have been known to avoid contact with outsiders for centuries. Attempts to approach them have been met with silence or a quick retreat deeper into the jungle, with some reports suggesting they have unique languages and traditions that have never been documented. In 1991, after years of isolation, a group of the tribe were contacted by anthropologists and other researchers. These researchers approached the people with the intention of documenting their culture and traditions, but the experience was incredibly difficult for the tribe. Their lives had already been shaped by centuries of conflict with outsiders, and the recent influx of colonial settlers had caused much trauma. For the tribe, their traditional way of life had been drastically altered, and they now found themselves living in a drastically different environment than they had known for millennia.